Welcome to my 2018 music interview for Money, Rings, and Beauty, Good as It Gets, and more. I'm very thankful that you're tuning in, and I hope you enjoy. For me, I think it was pretty natural progression from the first EP. I know that I wanted to continue to make music of the same vein, but continue to grow as well. For this EP, I actually got to work with Anthony Newitt, an incredible producer who could play many instruments. He had worked musically before for the 76ers, so I thought that was pretty cool. So we really just wanted to bring in a lot of instrumentation, a lot of big pop hooks, and keep it very similar to the first one, but a natural evolution from the first one. And so really, all the production on it was done by Anthony Newitt, and I did all the lyrics and melodies for this one. So it was really cool to just tell different stories and really try to just keep progressing and evolving in my own music. For Good as It Gets, going back to the natural progression from the first EP, I wanted to, when I was watching back Shine, the video throughout the year, I really liked the dance part. There's a dance break part of it towards the end. And so I thought it'd be really cool if I did a whole video with the choreography that was set in stone, and that the whole thing would be action in regards to dancing and choreography. So that was the main thing that I was going for with the video. But in terms of a storyline, it kind of just was meant to have this ethereal vibe, almost like the beginning of the world or the start of something, where in the middle of this area where it's like you can see the skyline and there's not really a lot of buildings around, but it's not really the country. So it just looks like a coming of age new kind of thing. And there's the scenes with like the refrigerator in the middle of nowhere and all the different kind of landmarks. And so I thought that was a really cool way to show me bringing my music, my message to this audience. And obviously working with my videographer, who's so talented, I was able to really bounce ideas off in that regard. And I think we drove it home pretty well. Well, we did have to get permission from the police department and the city hall of the city we were in to shoot, and they signed off on it, and I thought that was really nice. The scene when I'm in the see-through jacket, we actually did that first at like 9 or 10 in the morning. I don't remember when. I had all this baby oil on me, and that was actually at a public park. So there was like, kids playing at the park and cars driving by. And it wasn't like I was doing anything provocative, but it was the most, out there kind of look, to do something different, to take a risk. And so I really had to stay, in focus and on my A game to be able to really bring the best to that scene with all of that going on around me. And so it was a little bit more of a different kind of unique look to bring to the video, and that's what I wanted to make sure I did. And then the other behind the scenes moment I can think of is that in the scene in the denim, which is meant to be the last shot of the video, there's going to be a large emphasis on getting those shots. And due to some circumstances, we found out during the video that we would have about 20 minutes left to get that shot. And so me and Louis kind of we're like, all right, we really got to do this. And, I put on my outfit, I got ready, and we just had to really dial in and make sure we could get that, because we only had about 3 takes to do it. And it was going to be the end, the punch end of the song, of the video. And I actually was so focused, I actually had a ring on my finger, and I lost it because I was moving so quick, but I'm very satisfied with the way we were able to turn it around. And sometimes that pressure actually brings the best out of you, so. Well, the EP was recorded in 2-hour segments. The first hour we would do like always new stuff. If it was the new instrumentation for a song, we'd do that in the first hour. Or if we did instrumentation the last session, it would be recording the new song. And so as soon as that hour was done, as soon as that hit, we had to transfer to something else. So it's very structured, and I like that about it. The second hour would be for edits or adding other stuff to previous songs, and so we really were able to continue forward that way with a really structured dynamic for the sessions. And then besides that, it was just cool. You know, we would bounce ideas off each other, tell cool stories. Like I found out my producer met Michael Jackson. Like it was, you know, that was a crazy moment. And, you know, I would just talk about all these different things about what I wanted to do with the music. And Anthony knew it would blow me away because I'd come up with an idea and he would, you know, really bring it to life. So I was very blessed and fortunate to have those type of sessions. And it was mostly summer 2017 that it was recorded. I definitely think that it happens. I think it can happen in any type of, you know, field or any type of work or personal life. For me, I think in those moments, sticking true to what makes you you or what makes you unique, really sticking to your gut, is what keeps you going. Because at the very least, if things don't go the best way that they could possibly go, you could fall back on the idea that you know you did what your vision was. And so I think working with the people you're collaborating with, the people you look up to, and sticking to your gut can get you through. Because if you don't do that and you decide to just do something safe and that doesn't work out, then you're not going to be very happy. So in times of doubt or uncertainty, that's when I like to really stay true to what makes me me. And that seems to get me through, and yeah. Here's a 10-second clip of my song Won't End My Love. We started this thing so humble in vain. About it, and I died in it wrong. Yeah, you've got me all head over toes. Won't End My Love was the first song we did for the EP. It was kind of just this song that's meant to talk about saying to someone like all your feelings, just putting it out there and basically being like, you know, this is what I say, this is what I feel, I'm not going to hold it back, and I'm here, you know. So the last EP did end with the song Got Me Falling in Love. So I thought this would be cool, you know, a cool way to start the EP with Won't End My Love, you know, to connect it, to keep that continuity. And so my producer did amazing with the, you know, there's some really cool guitar riffs on it. Also, some of my favorite vocals that I've done are on it. And I just feel like it's a song about proclaiming your love and being like, I'm not going anywhere, you know, whether it's rainy, stormy, sunny, figuratively or metaphorically, I'm here. And so I think it's a powerful way to start the EP, and you should check it out. Here's a 10-second clip of my song Good As It Gets. Love it when you watch it. If you hear me, know that I'll be here. Cause boom, hot fever, all my weakness drops. So as good as it gets. Good As It Gets is one of my favorite songs that I think I've ever done so far. It was inspired by, you know, late 90s trance, you know, like Alice DJ or Eiffel 65. I remember in some of my best memories, like, you know, my best friends I had in like 10th and 11th grade, you know, we'd go to parties at these big, you know, I wouldn't call them mansions, but big houses, you know, we all try to stay fly, you know, take nice pictures, play beer pong or whatever, and just have a blast, you know. The leaves will be blowing, so to speak. And so I think that in those memories, it would always end up like 2 a.m, and I'd be by some big screen TV with the music channel on, and there would be some cool trance song on. And it really kind of stuck that memory in my mind. And I don't know if I'm the only person that ever like had that happen, but it would seem to happen over and over again. So with the song, it really is paying homage to, you know, those best memories of my friends, and then like the romance that I feel of current day. So it really is a big compliment, like, you know, to someone, you know, you're as good as it gets. It ends with a bit of a punch, and I think that it really brings home the vibe that I was going for. Here's a 10-second clip of my song Hard Days.
She was changing her lipstick. She's like, what did I do? I must have messed it up big. She's brushing here and there. Like, why is this car going so slow? So slow. Yeah, girls.
Hard Days is a very cool song to me because it's the first time that I tell a different story than, my life in the song. Not to say every song I do is directly everything in my life at that moment, but it was inspired by this vision I kept having of this gorgeous young lady living in like a trailer somewhere in the country, like struggling, so gorgeous, but not able to get through in her life and really a hard time. And so I was really inspired by that kind of story. And I related to it, and in the second verse, I bring it to parts of my life, whether it was when I was in West Virginia or LA, where, you're an aspiring musician or artist and you're not necessarily where you want to be, but, you have that gas station that you always see someone ripping the lottery tickets off, and it's friendly faces that you always see. And I think there's kind of a beauty in that as well. You save all your money up with your homies or your friends for Friday night where you can show off your best outfits and everything. And so it was just a story that's meant to say, if you're really struggling or going through a lot and you're doing everything you can, don't be hard on yourself. And if you need to relax, it says you might as well party if you're having hard days. And I think that's kind of a cool message to put in my music. Here's a 10-second clip of my song Midday Balcony Song.
Something in the air. How good it feels that we've got somewhere. Life ain't gotta be tough.
Midday Balcony Song is that song that, if you've ever been like on a beach trip with all your best friends or your family or whoever the case may be, and you kind of, partying, you have that moment in the day where you wake up, you had a great night the night before, and it's like 12 p.m. and you're already starting the next day, and you find out yourself outside, maybe with some cool sunglasses on and like a solo cup in your hand, and the leaves are blowing, so to speak. And you just sit back and you're just like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I'm so thankful for everything that I have. Like, just a blissful moment. So it was built to be just a song where you're like, this is just incredible, But it was also inspired by my time in California. So like when I lived in California after college for 9 months, I lived with 25 other aspiring producers and DJs, at this apartment complex. I was one of the only vocal artists. So everyone was cool. Me and my roommate, we let people come and go through our apartment all the time. We even let people stay there and stuff like that. It was just like a upbeat environment. But people would do everything they had to in the day. I'd go and work with producers, some cool producers who work with like, big name artists. It was crazy. And they would do their thing at the producer school. But you would catch moments where you were crossing paths. So I just remember like being on my back patio, on my balcony, and looking out at this amazing California mountains. And then one of my homies was there like saying, yo, check out this new beat I did or something. And it's just that moment of just taking no stress, just having a good time and enjoying all the little things that are out there. Here's a 10-second clip of my song Out of Order.
No take backs, out of order. Hey, no take backs, out of order. Hey,
Out of Order is probably like the most sexy, song on the album. It's kind of just tongue-in-cheek and flirty. It's, like if a candy machine or like a soda machine goes out of order, it has like the out of order sign on it. It's basically just saying like, I'm here now, like you trying to go away, like that one out of order, like there's no taking me this back, in a flirty way, obviously. And so it was just meant to be built on that. And me and my producer wanted to make sure we did the vocals cool. We layered it so that the instrumentation and the vocals kind of blend at parts and are more punchy and, loud chorus with nice repetition. So it's just meant to be kind of a flirty song that's talking about, I want to be with you and just keeping it cool. Here's a 10-second clip of my song Club. Club is the song that ends the album, obviously. It's just, I went to Anthony Newitt and I was like, we should do like a really big club song. We should have it be club beats and a trance vibe, something you could hear in like Europe or something. And then he did his instrumentation and I was blown away because he took it to a whole nother level and I was like, wow, this is crazy. So the song is basically like a night out. It's saying, everything that went on in the week, I'm not going to worry about that. Tonight, all I'm going to worry about is how to get from this club to that club, or party or event, what have you. And so on the verses, I wanted to tell stories, of going out with your homies, also keeping it simple. And it's just a big kind of club song to end the album on a less serious note. And so I'm very happy. When there's a part of the song where I really wanted to blend the pop side of my voice with the country side of my voice. I thought it'd be cool to hear a country sound on a pop song. So it's like the tonight, oh, that I wonder on a pop song. That's kind of like cool because it has the country side and the pop. So I think it's a great way to end the album, and it's pretty tight. So the process of leading up to the two releases was really cool. I did years where I was kind of practicing. I was getting mentored by different producers. So what I would do is I would go to like in different states, even different countries, not countries, cities and states. I would go with producers, and so we would work on songs that I didn't like, that weren't official songs. We would do kind of mock songs to learn, the process in the studio. I had producers teach me about the soundboard. And I just remember this one time leading up to it, I was in California and I was working with this producer. I was doing a lot with this producer who works with some worldwide names, a lot of cool people. And it was like a kind of a cloudy day in Los Angeles, and it's not always like that. And I was in the studio working on this song that I remember called Open Road, and I actually was given the beat for it. So it was one of those times where it was actually a song that could have been, released in that regard. But anyway, I was working with his partner or his prodigy or something of that nature. And I was just kind of got lost in the moment. I was just recording, just doing my thing, vibing with the guy. And at the end, he kind of looked at me and he was like, yo, like, don't give up. Like that, like, you're good, basically. And it was one of those moments where where it pays off and you're hearing someone else say it. You don't always have that moment, especially when you're first beginning. And it was cool because you step out and you're on Melrose. You're on like Melrose in Hollywood. And it's a moment where you step back and you're like, okay, maybe like everything I've been doing is leading to these cool moments. And it was just very nice. For me, the coolest thing that has happened since I've released is kind of just the people coming up to me. I've had someone come up to me at a football game and be like, yo, I love your music video. People say to me, I can't stop watching your video. I watched it like 5 times in a row. People telling me that we're on a Walmart trip with their best friends blasting my music. And so after years of putting in time and money and energy and not always having something to put out right away or get feedback on, hearing those kind of things is just a very cool moment. It's flattering and humbling. Also, there, through the different applications I use, websites and things I subscribe to, I started to get people, who call themselves my fan. And so I have like a fan in Hungary, a fan in Connecticut, and so that's cool because it's the first time that I had people calling themselves fans of mine. And that was something that releasing the music brought me for the first time. And so, first of all, if you're one of those people, thank you so much. God bless, because that's really, really nice. And those are kind of the coolest things that I've gotten back from it, is really just the reactions of other people. So, hopefully that continues. So, yeah, I mean, this year I'm going to continue to put my time and energy into Money, Rings, and Beauty because I believe in it a lot and I'm very happy with it. And then for next fall, I would love to release a third release. And after 3 releases were under my belt, I definitely would love to do live shows. I can't guarantee that because a lot of pieces will have to fall into place and it's still time away. But I definitely want to do that after I have 3 EPs of material. And those are the biggest things. I want to continue to release music. I love to collaborate with more people. I have my own publishing company, record label, whatever you want to call it now, that I can mentor other people. And I love to do some more music related things of that nature. So there's a lot going on that I'm excited about. And for now, it's just continuing to focus on this EP and pushing it. Thank you for watching my 2018 music interview. I hope you enjoyed it and have a great day.